everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Jill if you haven't met me as yet, and today we're going to talk about crochet books. How many of them do you have? I've got a dozen, and the strange thing is that I really haven't made many patterns out of them at all. I think that I really like to just have them to look at. Drop me a message below if you're the same. They are inspiring and pretty and just nice to have a scroll through with a cup of tea. It is hard buying crochet books. I have to buy them online. I don't have a bookshop here that sells these, and I'm guessing most of you are the same. So let's go ahead and I'll give you a little look through these books to see if you might like any of them for yourself. In no particular order, we're starting with Basic Crochet Stitches, 250 of them by Erica Knight. Now this book is far from basic. Yes, there's the basic stitches in the front of it. Where are they? Here we are. There's the basic stitches. But as we go along, they get more and more complex and more beautiful. So I know where I'm going to get some lovely stitches to create a tutorial for you straight from this book, and that makes me happy that I will actually use it. I love just looking at the stitches, like I said, sitting back with a cuppa, but I've not actually made anything with any of these stitches as yet. So crochet swatches to share, I think, is order of the day with this book. The Boho Crochet Book, 30 colourful projects inspired by traditional folk style. Contributing editor is Marinka Slump. This is a really cute book. It's got lots of smaller and quicker makes, lots of variety of homewares, bags, of course there, necklace, what have we got here, a slouch hat. Where are our gorgeous little Christmas baubles? Now I haven't actually made this one. I have made some Christmas baubles, but not this pattern, so that could be on the agenda this year. I've not made anything from this book, but I have enjoyed looking at it many times over. Okay, the Tunisian Crochet Workshop by Michelle Robinson. This also is a nice basic Tunisian book for beginners. I should actually start from the front to show you, because Michelle goes through a lot of information that you need to know before starting your Tunisian crochet, and she also shows you how to do a number of the basic stitches. Then there are little projects. Well, there's some not so basic stitches as well. Tunisian is really lovely. It's a whole nother kettle of fish that we will dive into one day. Joining, we had shaping there, and now we've got little projects. Lots of smaller makes, and there is a fabulous blanket at the back of this. I have started this one, but I'm going to leave it for another day when we talk about Tunisian crochet. So that book I would recommend. This one is 200 Crochet Stitches by Sarah Hazel. This one I feel is a bit more basic than the other stitch book that I showed you. Got some fabulous ripple patterns. So there's another source of inspiration and more stitches that I'll be able to choose from to share with you. Let me know if you would enjoy me making up crochet tutorials of different stitches. because I'm quite happy to do it. I actually look forward to that. So that's another one of the many crochet stitch books that are out there. I'm sure each one of them has some stitches that the other one doesn't, but I'm not going to go too crazy and buy more of these. Crochet Motifs by Eddie Ekman. Circles, hexagons, triangles, squares, and other unexpected shapes. This is a great little book. You can actually mix and match, and it does show you how to do that. But again, I've not used it as yet. I have spent much time just scrolling through and having a look. I do enjoy paper. I love the feel of paper books as opposed to looking online. There's something about holding a book and smelling it and the feel. So it's another good one to enjoy with a cuppa. This one is called 12 Months of Crochet with Red Agape. This is by Mandy O'Sullivan, and she has divided this book into 4, so 1 section per season. And what I particularly like about this book is her little section on colour. Now we usually get given the colour wheel and, you know, not told too much about it other than complementary or contrasting, the split complementary. But Mandy goes just a little bit further, which I think is really nice. Monochromatic, related colours, triadic colours, so that would be triangle shape on the colour wheel. So that I find is really helpful. Oh, look at these pretty samples that she's made. To show you what she's talking about. This book also has lots of smaller projects, some faster finishing projects, which sometimes you really need, especially if you're a blanket maker. It's really nice to achieve something quickly before you get back into your blanket that takes months. Mandy's not online anymore. She's taken a different direction in her life, but her book still stands and it's really lovely. Very cute. This one is Romantic Crochet, 20 Beautiful Crochet Projects, made by Emma Escott. This is a gorgeous book. The colours are so lovely. Emma is on Instagram and her name there is LuluLoves_UK. And in this book, she has such pretty projects, a few garments and some smaller ones too. Now I did make one of these projects. Let's see where it is. Isn't that lovely? Oh, where are you, little cow? I made a little cow. Here it is. This one. Mine looks completely different. Let me grab it for you. Here we are. Look at the difference that a change in yarn and a change in colour can create. That was a nice simple repeat. A lovely little quick make. Cowl and wrist warmers in the same pattern. And I love this blanket. Look at those beautiful colours. That's pretty gorgeous. And there's all the patterns that are in the book. It's really lovely, this book. It does have its own certain theme and is quite inspiring. This one is Round and Round the Crochet Hook by Emily Littlefair. Patterns to inspire and admire. And that's what we do with these crochet books. We look through and admire all the beautiful work. I have actually made one of these patterns, and it's this blanket here. I did it as a stash buster actually, so the colours I made it aren't what I would normally choose. There it is. It's called Winnie's Wonderland blanket. It's a mandala center blanket, and they are my favourite blankets to make. And there's lots of other small projects in this book too. And here I have another stitch book, Melissa Leapman's Indispensable Stitch Collection for crocheters. Crocheters? Yes, crocheters. Oh, geez, I'm losing it. Okay, so another stitch book. It has graphs and written text, and sometimes you can utilize the graphs when you're not quite understanding something in the text. I do like a graph, I must say. I've got something more to say about that very soon. Crochet Kaleidoscope is 100 Motifs by Sandra Eng, and she has some patterns at the back as well. Now, this is another book that I've not made anything from. I had an online friend who was having a de-stash, so I bought some of her books simply because I enjoy looking at them. I can't be alone there, can I? Surely not. And there's her projects to use up the motifs with. That blanket is really beautiful in those colours, I must say. Another nice book. This book, Cozy Crochet Blankets to Snuggle Under by Amaryllis Square. 15 colourful blankets in different techniques and styles. She's right there. They really range from one end of the spectrum to the other in styles, which is wonderful. Anna is on Instagram, and her Instagram name is... Let's have a little look at all these beautiful blankets. Anna is a blanket queen, and she loves nothing more than a beautiful snuggly blanket. Now, I made this one. It is called, I think it's the Twinkling Star. Jesus, a few pages to that one. Yes, the Twinkling Star blanket. I used similar colours to Anna, just different brand. I think I did mine in Stylecraft Special DK. This was a beautiful blanket to make. All my favourite things. Starting off with a mandala. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Let me grab it for you. Isn't it beautiful? Let me bring it down here so you can see. I love all these different sections. Look at this. And the edging is something else. Love a good border. Here's the center. It's a beautiful, beautiful blanket. I'm so happy that I made this one, and it just turned out perfectly. Just really, really happy with this. Let's see what else she's got to show you. Colourful. geometric, linen stitch, oh, this one's all about the border, plain on the inside but special on the out. Ah, a sampler. I feel like we should all make a sampler one day. Pick all the stitches that we like. And imagine that everyone's sampler would be so different. And a mosaic. I feel like that's another thing I must try too. Some mosaic crochet. This is lovely. So that's it. 15 beautiful blankets to make. This one is Granny Square Flair by Shelley Husband. So 50 different granny squares. She has all the squares at the front and then projects at the back to make with those squares. Now I'm going to say something very, very polarizing and unpopular. I made 2 of these patterns for Granny Square Day this year, and I must say that the third one that I wanted to make, I wonder if I've got a dog ear on it, this one it was, Soul. I literally could not get my head around the pattern, and then trying to work it from the graph was beyond difficult. So I was a little bit upset that a pattern had beaten me, but I just find that there's something going on with me and Shelley's pattern writing. Now, if you've learnt to crochet alongside Shelley, you would have this down pat, I'm certain. But it is a little bit different from what I'm used to, and I must say I don't find it easy. That one, is that one? Yes, it is. That's the Dahlia I also made for Granny Square Day. So I struggle with Shelley's patterns, not all of them, but yeah, I just thought that I would be able to overcome some of those little idiosyncrasies, you know, in the way people write their patterns. Anyway, I'll have to give it more time and more patience. Maybe I'll go back to the soul one day and have the frame of mind that I can conquer this, because it's such a beautiful square. Really love it. So all of Shelley's books, they all look absolutely beautiful. You know, she offers you so much in the way of gorgeous granny squares. Now, I've left this one to last because this book is the one that I have used the most out of all of them. It's Mix and Match Modern Crochet Blankets, 100 patterned and textured stripes for thousands of unique throws. So you can either make the patterns that Esme has offered you, or you can mix and match yourself. So the combinations would just be almost limitless. And I so love the different panels that she has created for this book. I made my eldest grandson's blanket, his special blanket from Nana, out of this book. It is not the same as, but similar to this blanket. When he saw that, he said straight away, that's what he wanted, because he loves camo, anything army and camo, and that suited him down to the ground. So I'm currently making grandson number 3, his blanket, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with it. However, Once the smoke clears, I think I will just jump into it and get it done. I have it here. I've got more yarn over there that needs winding into balls. I may well undo this one. You can see I'm having a lot of undecided moments, but I have already made some that are really gorgeous. Very simple, but very gorgeous. One in particular, some of you ladies may have seen these already. It'll all come together in its own good time. One day I'll have a brain wave and I'll be on way. There'll be no stopping me then. So this blanket, this book, I can't recommend any more highly than I do. I love the sideways panels. Why hadn't we thought to do that earlier? Great thinking, Esme. It is a wonderful book. And she's on Instagram called Red Sparrow. I don't know if it's Red Sparrow Crochet, but Red Sparrow will find it anyway. There's Esme. Yep, it's fabulous. All sorts. Really, really enjoyable. I really hope that you've enjoyed having a quick whiz through the books that I have got. But now I'm really curious to know. Leave me a message in the comments below if there's any book in particular that you really loved and you might consider buying. Again, thanks for being here. You're making my time on YouTube most enjoyable, as I hope I am doing for you too. I will see you again soon in the next video. Bye for now.